We are talking microfiber with the one, the only, Jamie from the House
Hi,
of Rags.
I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is Jamie from the House of Rags.
I'm here.
Yeah. Tonight we're going to be talking about microfiber care, how you should take care of it, why Korean instead of Chinese, and what's happening with the DIY microfiber towels a little in the future. So
We have so much to talk about, Ivan, whether you're in Omaha, Nebraska or the swamp.
yeah,
Okay. First of all, what are you doing there? And just because we have so much to talk about, but I also want to set the scene of like, what are y'all two doing together right now?
Well, I happened to be driving by. I was coming from Florida up to Omaha. It was just a slight 1,000-mile swing. So I thought, hey, I'll stop in and see Jamie. So we've been recording videos for the last couple days. So you'll be seeing some of the videos on the House of Rags channel, on the DIY Detail channel, and on Jamie the Cleaner.
Yeah, we're gonna have content all over the web.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
And it's worth noting that, House of Rags is a beloved distributor of ours. Eddie and Jamie are our friends. And so as we continue to discuss things, like there's just a natural partnership that is formed out of deep friendships. But another thing that we want to talk about with microfiber that I picked up on when I saw Jamie for the first time, or the second time, I believe, at SEMA, and I watched him at the booth talking about the GSM and everything, and I was like, either he's like a really good microfiber salesman or like he really cares about microfiber. And one thing Ivan told me, Jamie, and then you guys take it away, is that you are truly passionate about microfiber. Like that is what you truly love. And so I'm just going to let y'all talk.
Yeah, it's, having to choose between microfibers and his kids, the kids barely eke out. No, seriously. He loves his kids, but he also loves his microfiber towels.
Microfibers up there. Yeah.
So the microfiber towels are, a great part of Jamie's life. He's passionate about it. It's not just he knows about it, you're passionate about it.
Yes.
So you have and he happens to have a stack of towels right beside him.
Got a whole stack over here. Look at this.
Let's get into this. Well, one question.
What's that?
Korean versus Chinese.
Korean versus China towels. So South Koreans.
Yeah. Not North Koreans, South.
Not North Koreans. I don't know what they do. They didn't invent microfiber towels, but South Koreans, they know a lot about the fiber.
Yeah.
They're known for just their kind of passion and hard work and their cleanliness in their facilities. And when you see pictures of their facilities, and you really get to see the cleanliness that you've heard about all through the years. Like, it's like you could eat it. They literally say you could eat off the floor, and I believe it. So we haven't gone to our manufacturer yet, but we are planning on traveling out there, and I'll eat off the floor and prove it to everybody. And if I die, I die. But there's a point to prove here. But I'm the one who refuses to have not a full line of South Korean high quality microfiber. It's very easy to look at the numbers and go, if we went to China, this towel might cost this much. But there's a risk of a quality drop that I refuse to accept. So that's why South Korean microfiber, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. There's nothing that's actual facts.
Well, it's a very educated opinion.
It's a very educated opinion that I'm not budging on complete South Korean microfiber in the House of Rags. Yep.
I want to talk about microfiber care. Do you want to talk about more than that, Ivan and Jamie? Because one thing we've never touched on this podcast is truly how do we care for our really nice towels?
Yeah, well, let me touch. Yeah, go ahead.
We have a lot we want to talk about. I don't know where to start.
Well, actually, you're one more thing, and then I want to start the care thing.
So I've actually shook hands with the guy who makes our microfiber towels, and like these guys can touch the towel. And he was like touching the towel, and he was like, "See this, China." Yeah, like, he knows. I can't do that. I'm not. But the microfiber kings and the South Koreans, like they can tell you the GSM. They can tell you the origin. They know it all just from picking up a towel. They go, no. This is 300 GSM. No. This is 500 GSM. So like, you can't argue with that. You know what I mean? Like that, they have a feel, a passion, a love for it. Just that even excels my love of microfiber. Yeah. So that was the one more thing.
So, but microfiber care. Now, for decades, or as long as microfibers have been around, I've been saying use a free and clear detergent, add a bit of vinegar, and you'll be great.
Yep. That's how it was for a long time.
That's how it was for a long time. Then some companies came out with dedicated microfiber care products.
Yep.
I tried every single one of them, hoping to replace my free and clear and vinegar.
Yep.
None of them have ever replaced my free and clear and vinegar mix.
It's tough.
Until this guy came out with Renaissance. Renaissance. We have towels in our studio that we use them. We wash them.
You abuse them.
Yeah, we use them. Yeah. They get used because when we film, it's long days. We'll use the same towels over and over again before washing them.
Turning and burning.
Yeah. And there are some that were starting to get crusty, not as nice.
Oh, yeah.
And we had tried, everything and even shocking them with ammonia. And then,
Jeez.
yeah. Well, that was an old trick. Yeah.
Well, because the thing with me is I'm always the more product guy, and then I'm also the, hey, it's our damn company. Let's just unwrap a fresh one. And that's like telling someone who believes in God that there is no God. Like, and it's just like, he cannot abide this. And I thought it was only an on-camera thing. Waste, inefficiency. It is like so offensive to him. So he's like, don't open that towel, use this one. So Ivan recycles these things. We don't just use new towels like I wanted to when we first started. So when I hear you say this, I just want the people to know it's all very true.
Yeah, well, microfiber's the quality of a good quality towel. You can wash it for a long, long time. It should be just as good, just as brand new.
But anyways, tried Renaissance the last time we were in Omaha. Sylvie ordered a gallon after that.
There we go.
It was like, okay, this is, and I know overused term, a game changer. No, it may not change the game, but it elevated the game to a point where I'm no longer going back to the free and clear detergent with vinegar.
What's so special about Renaissance?
So it was a product that when we finalized it, I was like, this is a masterpiece. Like it is literally like it cannot be improved. It costs a little bit more to make than literally anything else in the line. It's a very expensive product, and it's just a premium. So going back to the why we needed it is because we were making our ceramic sealant, and that thing was destroying towels. Like we set out to make a pretty stout ceramic sealant and accomplished it, but there's a trick to it where you need damp towel, you need moisture because it sets real fast. So literally, if you're in a dry environment and spray it, it sets before even you get it wiped into the panel. So it needs that moisture to keep it from setting. So it would set in the towels just as hard as it would on paint. So we're like, ceramic sealants are getting kind of ridiculous these days. So no one's made a solution to really unbed that ceramic sealant from a microfiber. No one's done it. So I contact the chemist. I'm like, hey, your sealant's destroying my towels, and we make good towels. You take the Diva and you seal this, you're going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? You seal the goat up. That's money down the drain.
Yeah.
You need
goat
something.
Is the greatest of all towels.
The greatest of all.
Okay, just making sure.
You don't want to destroy your greatest of all towel. So we made that. I put him on a mission. It was literally, he told me, this is going to be the hardest chemical I've made so far. And
wow.
And it only took a couple, passes back, and he nailed it. I'm like, this is it.
Yep.
This is the best microfiber detergent ever. And we just softballed it into existence. We didn't push it or nothing really.
No.
And people, as soon as they started washing their towels with Renaissance, I mean, review after review after review started popping out real quick, and it's a hit.
And the name Renaissance is,
I named it.
But you guys, most of the people think of Renaissance as a period in time.
Yeah.
Renaissance in French is literally rebirth.
The revival.
Yeah, the rebirth.
Yeah.
So naissance is birth. So Renaissance is rebirth.
The rebirth of your microfiber.
So your towels, even though they might be old and grungy, come back to life.
Yeah, Chelsea washed. I mean, she had a couple of drying towels that were just shot. Yeah. And she was like, there's no way and it brought them all back. So pretty cool.
So let's talk about microfiber care with the microfiber man himself. Am I still trying to avoid heat? Because for as long as I can remember, I've been trying to avoid heat with microfiber, using, the free and clear detergent, maybe some 100%. Distilled white vinegar, and then I hang dry them because I'm afraid of getting too much heat in the dryer. What is your best how can I best care for my $40 towel or whatever the hell y'all are selling over at Thor?
So,
I know ours aren't cheap, but you do pay for quality, right? And we all understand that.
Yes, and there's a couple companies that you pay too much for. There's no way they're that expensive. Let me tell you. But so what'd you ask? Heat. Yeah, heat is the death. There's nothing. Once you burn a towel, it's burnt.
Yeah, it's gone.
You got to throw it away. Yeah, because it gets crusty, scratchy. It's not. You can't save a cooked microfiber. So heat is the immortal enemy of the microfiber towel, because microfiber in itself is a plastic material. So you gotta avoid heat at all costs. Washing with hot water, I don't think anybody's washing machine is gonna put out hot enough water to melt the towel. But I still do it on cold wash. Cold wash, extra rinse, and agitator can sometimes cause a little nips, hang ups, that kind of deal, whatever these are called.
Yeah.
But so
we're still good with a cold wash.
Yeah,
cold
wash.
Just
I'm
get
looking
the
for your
point.
best recommendations. Renaissance, cold wash.
Yeah.
Do you wash them on delicate? Do you wash them on normal? Like we're in the weeds here, and I'm excited.
That's what I was trying to get with the agitator. Like I wash mine pretty aggressively in the washing machine. I leave the agitator in.
I don't know what the agitator means.
Yeah, the thing that the thing that beats
You can
them
take that
around.
out.
Mine you can take out. Yeah.
All right, I got like an old
front loaders usually don't have an agitator.
No, front loaders don't have agitators. He has a top loading machine.
You have a top
and
loader.
some of them, the agitator you can remove.
Yeah, mine you can remove. So I just leave it in. I don't mind the snags if it happens. I just snip them. It's no big deal. But I'm pretty aggressive on the wash, extra cycle, that kind of deal. Make sure you get all the detergent out. And then for the
do you wash
drying,
it normal, permanent press, delicate? Like what setting if you have a chance to set it?
I have a towel setting that has like pre-soak option. I have it perfectly dialed in. We might have to go make a video.
Yeah,
because
if I'm asking these
has the machine
questions,
programmed.
they're good ones because people out
so-
there want to know. They give me the exact. Here we are. So, all right.
Yeah, I actually have a specific towel. You turn the knob, 2 towels, and it has the pre-soaks for 30 minutes. So if you don't have the pre-soak option, you just do a bucket.
Yeah.
And you soak your towels before you go wash them. So then you can wash them in the washing machine as normal after the pre-soak. But mine has a pre-soak option. So it soaks for 30 minutes, then it agitates, and then it runs the extra rinse cycle. And then I just put them in the dryer. Air fluff is the best option.
Yep.
But sometimes the wife's on you, and you got to get these towels out the dryer. So low dry can usually accomplish it without I've never cooked a full towel on low dry. So low is pretty safe, but sometimes I time it. I let them go on low like half a cycle and then go finish it air dry.
Yeah.
But sometimes you forget. But I've never completely cooked the towel on low.
No,
I'll say that.
130 degrees Fahrenheit is the beginning of the upper limit for a towel. 140, you're cooked them.
Yeah.
So
don't go above low.
Yeah. If you have one of those fancy little laser thermometers in the middle of the cycle,
there you go.
Open up the door, check the temperature, close the door again.
That's a good idea.
That will give you an idea.
Yep.
For myself, what I did in our shops was we actually disconnected the elements from the dryer. So even if the employees set it to full heat,
I was about to say
by accident, they never could get to full heat because there's no elements in the dryer.
That's genius.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
what
don't
does that
let
mean?
your
The elements. I mean, it's just if I'm
that heats
asking,
it up.
it
That
probably
makes the
doesn't
heat.
mean. Okay.
What
Should I mess with that or
creates
should I?
you don't mess with that because it's your home dryer.
Yeah.
Shop dryers, that's a great idea. Pull out the elements. Don't let the employees mess it up. But sometimes don't let your spouse wash your towels. They don't give a crap about your fancy microfiber.
No, they
don't
do
know
not.
much. They don't.
I used to live with the in-laws, and it would be like these fancy towels ended up like in the, and I was like, how did you put this with that one? And I do not understand how nice these are. So anyway,
do not delegate your family members to wash your towels unless they ask you like how to specifically take care of them, and they're like that way,
which
most
they never
are not.
have. Or
well, no. Most are not. But
yeah. Now, one question we get a lot, and you probably get this as well, and that is, do you need to pre-wash brand new towels?
So they're supposed to come pre-wash from other factories, but I like to pre-wash the towel.
Okay. For myself,
I've never done
I like
it.
pre-wash.
Yeah. For myself, Chinese towels I pre-wash. Koreans, I've never seen the need.
Yep.
So, like you said, they will be him and Eddie will be going to the factory in Korea, and he's going to have a meal off the floor. So just to see how clean those factories are. And I've seen pictures, our towels, when we bought them, we, had video conferences with the factory, and yes, the factory is clean. Like literally we're on a live conference and we say, okay, go out into the factory. Yeah. They're not expecting this. And this is one of the tactics when you're buying overseas. But anyways, going, we want to see the factory floor. We want to see the employees. We want to see the lighting in the place.
Yeah.
And having done so with a Chinese manufacturer in a previous life, in a previous business, it was like, okay, no, we're not buying towels from this person at all.
Yeah.
Whereas the Koreans, it's like, oh, you want to see our factory? Please. Yes, that's a good idea. Come see.
Yep.
They're happy to show it. They're enthused to show it. And yes, it is clean in there. So yeah, not an issue.
Yep.
So for me, a Korean towel, no need to pre-wash. A Chinese towel, please pre-wash.
Yeah, ours are coming in nice fancy poly bags now, so they're handled, washed carefully, put into the bags, that kind of deal. So they should be ready to go. But I like giving them a good Renaissance wash before use, just to break them in, kind of get them going.
So when they come in these fancy bags, are people paying for the fancy bags, or is that just a courtesy? Like, fancy packaging is nice, but is it too nice? Is it necessary? Talk about the packaging. Why? Because I've seen your bags and they look gorgeous.
Yeah, so we just talked about this. We kind of went a little overboard with the fancy bags. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Look, it definitely added a couple dollars, but it's a nice resealable bag, and we're looking at other options right now because we were like, we might have went too fancy. Me and Eddie looked at each other just the other day, and we're like, we went a little overboard with these bags.
They're works of art. They're works of art.
Your graphic artist, thumbs up.
They're a nice bag. They're a nice bag, but you know what? You gotta overdo it sometimes.
Yeah.
I like the honesty though, as y'all build the House of Rags. Incidentally, we started without microfiber towels for the first couple of months, which I thought was very amazing.
That's the nature of the big boats coming overseas. They say they're going to show up this time, and then you get a notification, month delay, 2-month delay. You never know. Yeah, it happens.
So the captain of the ship burped and went offshore.
What does it? How does that happen? Like what?
I have no idea because we have the same issue with our tools. We ordered our corded tools months ago. They were supposed to arrive on the same boat as our cord-free tools. Yeah. So when we launched the cord-free tools, the corded were supposed to be back in stock. They didn't make the same boat, and there's a few weeks delay. So not a fun.
Don't trust these boats.
Yeah, not a fun thing. So
if you think we want to have the prestige of selling out of things so that it looks, we want to have abundant stock for everybody so that we never sell out of anything. So we don't want to sell out of our show-winning wax. We don't want to sell out of our cord-free DAs. Unfortunately, we're getting very close on that. I don't know when you're watching this, but if you want a cord-free dual-action polisher from DIY Detail, I would highly suggest you order one ASAP if they're not already sold out. So I don't know how much we want to say about that, Ivan, but
and the rotaries are close to selling out as well. So unfortunately, and we looked at we asked our distributors, okay, how many are you guys thinking of selling? And they're going off what they're selling from other brands. And they're thinking, okay, we'll order this many. Another distributor will order this many. We'll have 6 months worth, not a problem. So we ordered thinking, we'll get enough that we at least have 3 months. We'll check stock in a month and then come back and reorder. It takes about 2 months to get them in. We'll not run out of stock. Took less than a week. So we were not expecting that. Our distributors were definitely not expecting that.
The hype was real for these humpback polishers.
Yeah. So they're getting all sorts of names, but humpback is the new one.
The humpback polisher. I hadn't heard that.
Back to towels. All
right, let's get back to towels. We do have an exciting announcement / collaboration that no one's heard about yet. I want Alvin to maybe break that news for us tonight or this morning, depending on when you're watching this afternoon.
Speaking of running out of stock, we tend to run out of stock of towels, unfortunately, on a regular basis.
That's bad.
Hashtag drying blanket.
People love this thing.
Oh my gosh.
The drying blanket has been out of stock more than it's been in stock. And every time we triple the order size, thinking we'll be good for a couple months. A couple of weeks go by and we're out again. Yeah. So now we're going to be collaborating with the House of Rags. So in the future, our towels will be bagged, similar bags as they have, maybe not quite as expensive, but anyways.
Maybe not quite as fancy.
Similar bags, but our towels will be individually bagged, and on the bag, it will say DIY Detail Drying Blanket, powered by the House of Rags. Yeah. The reason we're doing that, collaborative effort, they're great distributors, and like we mentioned, this guy has a passion for towels that is unrivaled. So our towels, some of them will be staying the same, some will be changing, but they're all going to be going through the House of Rags. That means we have a larger inventory base to deal with. Good for us.
And our customers, right? So we don't sell out of these. Yeah.
Right. And, some of our towels, like the drying blanket, will stay unique to us. You guys, Jamie has one. Not sure he's a fan, but anyways, yeah. He likes the longer.
I love a more plushy guy.
Yeah, he likes the we have the micro twist loop, and then he likes the long twist.
So
loop.
Explain why you like the micro kind of style?
So the micro twist loop for me
is this.
Yeah, more flexibility in the towel. It absorbs better, faster. Not better, but faster.
Yep.
And the long loop like this, especially when the towel is getting at its limit, tends to streak a little bit. Whereas this, some people call it an elephant hide. That was a new one on me this week.
Elephant towel.
And it actually does look a bit like an elephant hide. So let's get it close up here. So, it's a very, very fine. It's still a twist loop.
Yeah, it's very
like that, but it's a micro twist loop. And, for me, this was the better choice of towels. A little unique in the industry, but once you try it and use it, people go, aha, okay, I understand why, and it's probably why we're always selling out of it.
We're not afraid of being unique, are we, Ivan?
No,
we're not afraid.
The humpback polisher? Come on now.
Yeah, this towel broke my mid on a stick Pro Plus this week. I tried to jam it in there and dry the bus window and
wouldn't fit. No.
Well, you watched the bus?
I washed the bus.
Yeah.
Video coming soon.
How was that, Jamie? Did I warn you that it's not just like a fun little like a little weekend wash? It's like you go to town on that thing.
Yeah,
it's a task.
I'm traumatized from the time I watched the bus with Ivan.
One Thor.
You missed
he was telling me about your
logo. He was just yelling at me. I'm like, what happened? This is supposed to be fun. I'm never touching this bus again. Seriously.
Yeah, it's not a small task. That's for sure.
Yeah,
it's not bad, but
it's like doing 10 cars roughly in area, in size wise. So yeah. And we didn't do the roof. Had we done the roof, it would have been even more. But yeah, so we have some unique towels, and the unique towels will be staying unique to us unless they decide, hey, we really like this towel, but they're selling DIY detail products. So there's no need to double up the packaging. So for the moment, there's no crossover. If you're buying a DIY towel from the House of Rags and you're buying a House of Rags towel, they will be different. Eventually there may be some crossover, but that's not what we do, and that's not what they do either. It's not, it's not just, let's repackage something in a different name. To me, it's never been a good thing in the industry. But nonetheless, so we'll have a larger buying power and more inventory control, or better inventory control. We happen to share the same warehousing company. So we both use a 3PL. They're based out of Chicago. It's a huge company. And we, between the two of us, we take up pretty much half of one warehouse, which is not a small thing. And the one thing about this warehouse is they told us, look, if you outgrow, we'll build another one. It's not a big deal. It's just buying another piece of land and building a building.
Y'all are definitely my favorite brand to buy products from, because they just walk to the other side of the warehouse. Yeah. And they're just like, it's stock. I'm like, all right, thanks.
There's no shipping involved. But nonetheless,
that works out great.
So, we share a common warehouse. So getting our towels from Korea, instead of filling one container, we can fill 2 containers.
Yeah.
That, there's economy of scale there, hopefully, but also there's logistical, things that get better when we do that. So that's why you'll see on our bags of our towels, powered by the House of Rags.
Yeah, me and Ivan's been arguing about, how thick a towel should be. I kind of beefed up maybe his coating leveling towels, but not too beefy. He doesn't like how thick ours are. So
no. You do not. I do not like if it's a short nap towel, it needs to be short, thin, like very economical, like, because when they get real long, man, they are just hard to work with. Ivan and I agree wholeheartedly on this, actually.
Yeah. So last time we were in Omaha, we had some thicker. There's still a pearl weave towel.
Yep.
And I'm telling Nick, no, we want the thin one. He's going, oh no, look, we got this nice plush one, right? This thicker one. Try it. And he tried it. It's like, okay, no, give me the thin one. This is too much work.
They're great for wiping down like my toilet and you know what I mean. They're great for bathroom cleaning. I don't want them on my car.
Uh-huh.
So I like our thin
see how it
coating
is.
leveling towels. I'm gonna be honest right there.
Well, I kept y'all's thin, so there you go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So our next
wanted to
batch
beat
of
them up.
towels coming in will have, it's going to be a transition period. It's, we're not going to bag the towels that we already have, but eventually they will say, powered by the House of Rags, and that will be the case.
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's gonna be good.
any new things coming down the line in
New
towels?
things in towels. So we had the prototype. This is the original prototype of the Diva towel, which became this towel. So that's a cool prototype to see.
Yep.
I've seen it in a couple of Eddie's videos as well.
Folks
Drop
may have
some
no
towels.
idea what you're talking about. They've
Yeah.
So
come to the House
I've
of
never heard
Rags.
of the
You
Diva
have to
towel.
catch up on, Eddie's channel, my channel, the House of Rags
Yeah.
channel. This prototype of the Diva rinseless towel, new towel in Thor. So this, you can see how chunky this towel was. It was 1200 GSM, but it turned out to be a great drying towel for rinseless. I love this thing. So I was like,
Why
I gotta
have a
make
specific drying towel for rinseless?
right? Because this is probably too much for rinseless washing. So
There's not that much water on the surface with a rinseless,
Yeah.
so you don't need a big absorbent towel.
yeah, and we've gotten reviews. This is too big for a lot of people. So I made the Diva rinseless dryer towel. We actually used 2 today because after you use quick beads, there's basically the same amount of water that you would have after a rinseless wash.
Yeah.
So it's perfect for a well-protected vehicle. You don't need that big old towel. I don't have a new one here beside me, but I got the prototype for some reason. But anyway, coming down the line, I definitely like pushing the limits of what our towel manufacturers can do and just constantly thinking of what's next. So I think we've conquered the drying towels for now. So now I'm going to glass towel. So I released the Diva glass towel. It's a basically Nick's favorite glass towel. Nick, you like this one?
It looks a little plushier.
Well,
than
yeah,
my
mine
favorite
are
glass
you know
towel.
I like a little thicker. So Nick's
Okay.
favorite glass towel needs some beef to it. So
Okay, I'm listening
took-
though, dude. I'm a glass towel aficionado.
oh, I got to send you the Diva glass towels then, so
Please
you can check
do,
them out.
man.
But
Please
so we
do.
took our twist loop microfiber towel and we put a smooth side on one side, and the smooth side's called a fancy yarn weave. So what that did is it really stiffens up the towel to avoid scrunching up on you when you're cleaning glass. There's nothing worse than when the towel starts scrunching up on you. That's when I throw a towel straight in the trash can. But now we've uncovered this new type of glass weave. It's very unique. I probably shouldn't be showing you this, but prototype. Ivan spotted this in my cabinet immediately. What'd you say?
What's that?
That's pretty much what he said.
And a new glass towel, because I immediately identified it as a glass towel.
Yeah, so he picked this up and he's like, "What the heck is this?" It's what'd you say? It's like a huck weave towel with a diamond pattern, waffle style.
Yeah.
So what this does is it's going to be Diva style too. So it's going to have one side kind of scrubby side, and then you flip over to the buff off side, which is this side. And this side is slick. Doesn't matter if it's the cleanest piece of glass. Clean glass is real grippy.
Yeah.
It's this weave is still slick on clean glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no matter what glass cleaner you're using, this towel will like never stop on you
and bunch up on you.
Yeah, bunch up on you. It makes it super easy to wipe down your glass with this. So I'm working on a newer glass. This is going to be the Mona Lisa glass towel. So a little sneak peek for that. I'm real excited for it.
And now you know in the comments, how many do you want?
How many do you want?
Yeah.
So I can,
Yeah.
I'm still working on the final design for sure, but I'm real excited about this.
I like the other edge myself.
this new glass towel. Which one? Which one?
The black.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah. This is.
Oh, you like the black
super,
edge?
Super premium suede edge. This one. Yeah.
What's the deal with edges versus non-edges? I mean, the
So
edges seem dangerous to me as an enthusiast.
Nope. So when you use a premium suede edge, like we use on all our towels, it's still absorbent. So if you use a stupid silk edge, I hate a silk edge. Hate it. That's when you know you got a cheap towel and they
Right,
cheap
because
towel.
I think I'm used to the cheap towels with these edges on them. And
Oh, yeah, that's what you're used to. Yeah, you probably got some silk towels.
Or the bound edge, where they just like the thread going in a circle.
Yeah.
Hashtag yellow from a certain big box store.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't even have, I hate the towels. But yeah, still absorbent, super soft, the highest quality of basically suede I can put on this towel. It is pretty pricey, but worth it in my opinion. And it keeps the shape of the towel when you're using it. So especially like the drying towel. So you got these versions with no suede edge, the nice floppy McGee's, I call them. Look how floppy this towel is. And then you take, like our Mr. Twisters and that suede edge. This would be a real floppy towel without this edge.
Yeah.
Real floppy. So it just gives the towel a shape, kind of a memory, and it adds to the non-bunching kind of function of,
It's
towels I hate.
easier to keep the towel folded and in use.
And it's super safe for paint.
Yeah.
It's not gonna scratch nothing. So
It's so frustrating when you're trying to keep your towel folded when you're drying, and then it like gets all bunched up on you, and you're like, I thought I had good technique. Like, how do they do that on YouTube? This looks like way easier on TV than it is
so the
in real life.
the goat towel retains its rigidity with its thickness. The Diva towel retains its rigidity with the suede board, helps it a lot.
Yeah.
So
Do you have a goat here?
I don't. I forgot the.
Okay.
I think they're dirty. I think we used it on the.
The
butt.
goat is. I think the towel is an inch thick, roughly. It's close to that thickness.
So my theory behind making it the thickest towel of all time, ain't no one got a towel as thick as this towel, is you can put this towel in the hands of anybody, employee, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your aunts, your kids. They ain't scratching that car with the goat.
There's no possibility of pressure points.
Yeah, they might drop it, but then you take the towel away from them. But yeah, the pressure points are reduced, and this is also a towel for the guys, shop setting for sure. But like Carlos in Texas, we sent him a goat. He didn't wash that thing for like 2 weeks and dried every car in a row. Like 7 cars in a day or something, like with that towel. So
well, and I've seen shop settings too, where like they are not taking care of towels like, the purist in me wants towels taken care of. You got employees, they're just hanging things up. They're full of spray sealants, and like they're just hot water washing these, and they stopped absorbing, 2 years ago, and they still get cycled through. So I've seen the way that towels really get taken care of in shops. So, that's not unusual, I don't think.
No, some shops do a great job. Other shops,
Yeah.
Now, if you're shopping for a detailer, so you don't want to detail your own car, just ask, can I feel your towels? That will tell you everything about the detailer.
Everything you need to know. Yep.
What else did you look out for? Because they're going to think that's a bizarre question. Like,
if you're more educated on the towels than the detailer, then there's your answer.
Yeah.
Is GSM an overrated term? What does GSM mean? Tell me about that. We're talking about towels. Why not?
No.
Why stop here?
Yeah, GSM, so grams per square meter, is the thickness of the towel, basically. But you can have relatively thin towel like the Mr. Twister. That's pretty thin. It's probably beefier than the Nick's glass towel because y'all like thin towels. But
it looks more like the Nick's glass towel the more I look at it.
Yeah, it's the same, twist loop border. It's a great glass towel. But 400 GSM, you probably wouldn't guess that's 400 GSM sitting there. That's just a little 16 by 16 towel.
Yeah, GSM, a lot of people confuse it for thickness. It has nothing to do with thickness. GSM is literally a weight measurement. So you take 1 square meter and you put it on a scale, and that's the weight. So 2,300 grams, the goat towel, 2,300 grams per square meter. That means a 39 by 39 inch towel would weigh 2.3 kilograms, which is close to 5 pounds. That's the towel with no water in it. So that, and how big? It's a 30 by 30
30
towel?
by 30.
Yeah. So it's close. It probably weighs 4 pounds the way it is. But you can have another towel that is the same size. So, we'll go with 30 by 30 inch.
Yep.
And it only weighs 1 pound. And that would be 500 GSM, roughly. 454
that would
GSM.
not be a good drying towel.
Yeah, no.
That'd be terrible.
But you can have some towels that are really thick.
Yeah.
They have a long pile to them.
Right.
They have a low GSM because of the density.
They give you that feeling of thickness and plushness.
Yeah. But the fibers are farther apart.
Yeah. That's just spread apart.
Yeah.
So with twist loops, you can fit a lot more GSM in a towel. So that's what the twist loops kind of do.
Yeah.
And that which helps the absorbency.
So if you take one of your longer twist loops there.
Yep.
So if you look at the spacing between each one of these, each one of these little fibers, you look at the spacing, and then you get a cheap towel, that spacing will be greater. And it might be the same thickness overall.
Yep.
But since that spacing is marginally, they're a little further apart. Not that big of a deal in the weave, but it makes a big difference in drying. and the same size towel with the same thickness, one might be 1,000 GSM, the other one will be 1,500 GSM.
Yep. So it'll tell you the story of a quality of a towel, for sure.
Okay. And then how do I keep my high quality towels from linting? Because linting on windows is what I notice after a few wash cycles sometimes. And I'm like, I wonder what that's like for the person out there who gets frustrated with this.
Yeah. Well, in general,
I'm in the mix. I know what I'm doing. And when a towel gets
frustrated.
linting, it's like, well, I'll just get a brand new towel in the bag. I got a few of them. You know what I mean? I'm part of the company. I can do that. But like, but in the real world, it sucks when your towels start to lint and you're trying to get these perfect windows.
I throw them away. If they start linting, they're on trash.
But how can we prevent this? Why does it happen? How can we prevent the linting?
So I don't know why you're having problems, because you have Nick's favorite glass towel. So you should be reaching for Nick's favorite glass towel every time you go to clean windows. But
exactly.
Definitely designate, like twist loops and stuff for windows and window cleaning, because they have a almost zero chance of linting unless you wash these with your fluffy towels. And now the fluffy towel lint, there's
A terry towel.
And either way,
but
terry all the way to the fluffy ones. If you wash that with your, I washed my twist loops completely separate from all my other open weave kind of towels.
Yeah,
but they have a real high chance of.
Do you have an open weave towel here?
I do not. I don't know. I didn't bring any of the fluffy boys.
Okay. Well, I'll entertain them. Go get.
I'll go get
a couple fluffy boys.
Yeah. Let's show that so we don't confuse folks, because I don't want to make any inside baseball talk here. I want to clarify it for the people, Ivan.
So when we say a terry weave, we're not talking a terry towel. A terry towel is typically a cotton towel, like your bath towel. That's a terry towel, but that's a style of weave. It's not necessarily, doesn't mean a cotton. So you can have a terry weave microfiber, and then you have a open weave as well. So here, I'll just, we'll switch sides.
Switcheroo, I like it. Little vibe change.
Yeah.
So
Jamie, it's very late when we're recording this, and I can see you're fading a little bit. So a little vibe change might be just for the duck. All right, what do you got for us, Jamie?
So we got the high pile boys, free birds. They're going to be our fluffiest towels.
Yeah.
If you wash this with your twist loops, you're probably going to have a bad time. So don't do that.
And not the greatest towel for glass.
No. People like to sometimes clean with the twist loop and then come back with the fluffy boy. I even avoid that. I just flip over or use another twist loop. Then we've kind of got the jobber towels, dual pile kind of deal, and then it goes to the pearls. I would also avoid washing fluffy boys with pearl weaves, because these are usually your coating towels. So you definitely don't want lint on them.
What about pearl with twist loop?
Yeah, you can probably get away with that, but I when it comes to pearl weave, you definitely want to wash these before coating jobs, in my opinion.
I mean, here's the way I would when I was a professional detailer. It was a season of my life. It was like 4 years. I would tell people, if you want to get your windows as immaculate as possible, have like 4 window towels with you. Be ready to flip to a fresh side at every pass. Yeah. And wash your window towels together separately, like with nothing else, on cold, hang dry them. Like it's like a religious experience. You have to treat them super carefully if you want pristine glass over and over again. So, I mean, I don't do that anymore, right? Yeah. At home. So I'm throwing my towels in together with whatever detergent I'm using, and like they're getting jumbled together. And so it's like, if I get a little lint here or there, it's because I'm not taking care of them like I used to. I don't have Renaissance at home. I don't have that Thor. I'm not living that Thor high life. Although
I'm gonna send you some glass towels, some Renaissance. I'm gonna hook you up, Nick.
Yeah, let's go. Well, I'm headed to Omaha in a couple of weeks, and I'm bringing the Jeep back. So if we have any sitting around, I'll steal some from Sylvie or whatever. She's got a gallon of Renaissance.
Now, one thing that we didn't mention during the cleaning of the towels portion, very important: never, ever use a powdered detergent. Powdered detergents do not 100% break down in your washing machine, especially if you have a front loader, and that powder can get lodged in the towel, and now you have that beautiful little nugget of detergent ready to scratch your paint.
Yeah, I don't like powdered
beautiful little nugget.
Even for clothes, I don't like powdered detergents.
But anyways, little aside there. Back to the drying or the glass towels. One thing that can really affect your towels. What's it? Decontaminate your windows. People forget to do that. Yep. They will decontaminate the paint 3 times, 4 times a year. Never drag the clay towel across the windows. that is the one you should be doing more often.
Absolutely. That's an
Yeah.
underrated too.
Yeah. So if you have problems with linting, don't start by blaming your towel. Start by blaming the glass.
That's true, because literally the contamination can just rip out the fibers. Like I've seen some rough paint definitely rip up some lint from a towel. So
Yeah,
that's true.
Do you recommend decontaminating the interior glass as well, Ivan?
Yeah, how
You
do you
can?
How you do that? I've never even attempted that.
I've had to do it on a couple vehicles.
Yeah.
Really? I was just
yeah.
joking.
No, one way, and I think I saw this on Hawk Pro Detailing at one point.
Okay.
But Nick, I know you used to love these things. The little melamine blocks.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, the
I've done that.
sponges.
Okay, yeah. That
Magic
is
racers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's
So
one
true.
way of doing it. Another way is 4-aught steel wool. 4-aught
Yep.
steel wool does a great job on glass. Bit of rinseless wash. Use your 4-aught steel wool. A smoker's car, that is a great way of breaking through that smoke. Or breaking through that nicotine barrier.
Yep.
There's one vehicle that I cleaned once. Thankfully, I only had to clean it once. We actually used a razor blade on the glass to peel off the nicotine. It
nice.
looked like it was tinted with yellow. So if you have that, charge extra, which we did. We charged accordingly.
Yep.
It was someone that bought this car cheap because of that. And, there were consequences to that. They still came out a win-win. But it took a lot of time to do that. And there's another thing for interior glass that people don't realize. Those little vent clips that you put on there that have oil in them.
They'll fog you up.
Yeah. They fog up the glass because they have oil in them. They're on your vent. Air is blowing through them. It's literally atomizing oil into the air at all times. You're breathing it. It's getting on everything on the interior, including the glass, making the glass hard to clean because now you're dealing with oil. So it's going to be streaky. It's going to, you won't make your towels lint because of that, but it will make the towels seem like they're not cleaning because you have that oil. If you have vent clips in your car, please get rid of them.
Trash them.
Yeah,
Trash.
please.
Trash.
It's not a good thing for your health either. But anyways.
Yeah, going back to coating towels real quick with the washing thing. I wash these separately when they're new, use them for a coating, and then I wash them with like everything else because then they get downgraded to interior towels. So just going back, I didn't want to throw that in before we left it completely.
So if you were going to talk to somebody who wanted to do it as well as they could, I mean, I would always say wash your glass towels together, delicately, separately, like keep them pristine, keep them sealed up, never let them sit out in your
So my
shop.
glass
Whatever.
towels are
But
twist loop. So I wash all the twist loops separately from everything else.
Okay.
No matter
And then-
what. Yeah.
And then how else are you bunching your towel washing?
Yeah. Well,
So twist
pretty
loops?
I'll pretty much it's twist loops, and then it's coating towels if they're new, and then it's like everything else as long as it's not too dirty. Like if there's usually if it's super dirty, I just toss it. But if they're too dirty, you don't want to mix your too dirty towels with this. So you want to separate. If it gets too dirty, you have a too dirty pile. And usually that goes into a bucket to soak to make it cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're soaking in the bucket, you're putting in 4 gallons of water, roughly.
4 gallons of water.
How much
about
Renaissance?
2 to 3 ounces, depending on what you're doing, whether
Okay.
it's getting ceramic coating off leveling towels or how dirty the towels are. Like we did a disaster detail at Eddie's, and these towels is a perfect example because these towels were toast. I bet most people would just throw them away. We were still testing Renaissance at this time, and they had literally like just gum, mold, nastiness. Ivan would have very much disapproved of us doing this car, like complete disaster. And these towels were like black and gray and not the right colors anymore. And we just soaked them in Renaissance for about 24 hours, washed them, and they came out brand new. So
That's wild. That's amazing.
yeah, that proved we were shook hands. We're like, Renaissance,
We're in.
we're
good.
we're good. It's good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congrats on Renaissance and congrats on, washing the bus and surviving to tell the tale. Ivan's bus.
Yeah, now, one other thing about Renaissance, save for an HE machine.
Yep. High efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just 1 ounce in the high efficiency machine. Eddie's is high efficiency. So
Okay.
1 ounce in high efficiency, 2 to 3 in normal wash machines.
Okay.
Yep.
Y'all, this was a pleasure. I wonder if there's anything left unsaid in the microfiber department. Because we've never done this podcast before. And we've been wanting to do a microfiber care and towel podcast before, Ivan. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not some, super towel magician master, veteran. You know, there's guys like Ian from Auto Fiber who's one of the goats for sure. He can probably tell you a lot more than even I can. But I love microfiber talk. So
Yeah.
but yeah, if you have any more questions, just drop them below. Hit us up at the House of Rags. That kind of deal.
Ivan, I'm pointing a certain direction. I believe it's I believe it's this one. Is there a video they should be watching?
Up there. Yeah, probably that one right here.